President Trump's big, beautiful bill has passed in the House. We say appears because until that is official, we cannot say that it has, but it certainly looks like it indeed has, Trey.
Yeah, and he had to put a deadline on it, Sandra. How many times have you been on running out of money watch? We have these little countdown clocks, government shutdown.
Okay.
The most predictable thing in the world is the calendar, but every year they need a deadline, either Christmas or a holiday. So he had to impose a deadline. It just happened to coincide with our 249th birthday.
Trey, let's listen.
The yeas are 218, the nays are 214. The motion is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid on the table.
All right, Trey, there you have it. Your reaction, Speaker Johnson making it official.
I don't know how many miracles it takes to qualify for sainthood or canonization, but Mike Johnson has threaded the needle so many times with a really narrow majority. Look, I did not think Kevin McCarthy should be replaced, period, new paragraph. But Mike Johnson has done an amazing job with a very narrow margin. He's just a really modest guy, so he's not going to take a lot of credit for it.
You know, Trey, Republicans really couldn't lose too many votes here. They get this thing with a 4-vote margin. They had 2 members of their own party vote against. The cohesion that you're seeing from this party has to leave Speaker Johnson feeling pretty good about what the next about year and a half has in store for him.
Well, there's a reason he thanked the White House, because the White House is the reason for the cohesion. So you got James Blair, you have other members of the legislative liaison, but you also have Donald Trump with a telephone. And no one is better at moving people off of their deeply held previous conviction than President Trump. I've never seen anything like it, whether it's the threat of a primary, whether it's personal relationship. And I would bet you, I haven't spoken to Congressman Fitzpatrick. His brother and I served together. I have a lot of respect for their service to our country, but I bet he would not have been the deciding vote to see this fail. He may have seen that we have enough of a margin, I can vote the way I want to vote, and it still passes. That is not unheard of in the House, to wait and look and say, okay, you got it, now I'm going to vote the way that I want to vote.
Okay, so the House is adjourned, but we're also being told right now to expect to hear from Speaker Johnson soon. I can assure you that if he does, we will certainly have that for our viewers. The vote was 218 to 214. You saw after the gavel went down, chants of USA, USA. Brian Fitzpatrick, the Republican lawmaker you just mentioned from Pennsylvania, who was a no here. Speaker Johnson was asked about his no in the procedural vote, who sort of brushed aside his concerns in that moment. I think he sort of indicated there was no bringing him around. We can pop this live shot. This is where we're about to see Speaker Johnson speak here shortly. He said, quote, following the procedural vote, that he tried to encourage him to get to a yes, though Johnson acknowledged Fitzpatrick has, quote, got a number of things he's just concerned about. Regardless, he made it happen, Speaker Johnson, Trey.
Yes, he's a miracle worker. This is not the first one, Sandra. I mean, he's got a historically small margin. He's got a fractious, non-monolithic party. I mean, thank God Gates is gone. Some of the biggest troublemakers are gone. But this is still really, really impressive what he's been able to do the first 7 months of this year, especially since it took Trump getting involved to even get him over the speaker deadline.
You know, Trey, you look at Congressman Fitzpatrick, right, and he's in a Harris district in 2024. There aren't many of those districts remaining where you have a Republican representing a district that was won by a Democratic presidential candidate and vice versa. We are really seeing a much different mix-up in Congress where those middle-of-the-road districts have begun to disappear, no?
No, that's right, but they are the majority makers. Yeah. So California, New York, New Jersey, those are blue states. But Mike Johnson would not be giving a speech right now if it weren't for Republicans like Mike Lawler who were able to win in blue states. And it's different winning in New York than it is winning in Macon, Georgia. And Republicans have to understand that. The same argument won't work in the South that will work in the Northeast. And the party's got to be big enough to embrace that.
Trey, we're watching live what appears to be where Speaker Johnson is going to speak soon. Obviously, he's going to take a victory lap, but then it's get right to work here. A lot of promises made to the American people, Trey, and one of which, as far as the economic promises made, I mean, this is big promises of growth, but already an administration that has shown a lot of growth. But surely, keeping the taxes lower was a huge goal and a huge must for this administration. And you're going to hear them take a victory lap, but it's get right to work after that.
And selfies. There's also selfies.
Yeah, well, I mean, the security, you can take a victory lap on that right now. I mean, the border's a non-issue. It's going to take a while for the manufacturing jobs to manifest themselves. It's going to take a while for the next year's tax return to come to fruition. So preach patience, but also take the immediate victories. I mean, we don't even talk about the border anymore. Trump has closed the border. Who would have thought that was possible 2 years ago? Take the immediate. Mike is not going to brag, I can tell you that. He's a very genuinely modest guy. He'll give the credit to others, but he will push back on what Hakeem said.
Large chunk of the Republican conference in your screen right there. Speaker Johnson expected soon to take a bit of a victory lap.